Hey Gemini, April is another dynamic and high velocity month, perhaps even more so than March was, but the energy here is really bringing a lot of beautiful blessings and a lot of power your way, especially around the 11th when we have the Sun and Jupiter coming together in the sign of Aries. This is actually a lucky energy for everyone and, might even be the luckiest day of the year, but this is especially true for you because we have this very expansive energy, this very life-giving energy playing out in your 11th house, which is ruled naturally by Aries. And the 11th house pertains to things like, your hopes and wishes. It pertains to things like your social networks, people you just cross paths with, opportunities, and really just the way that the universe supports you in your life at large. So this is a very magical month. It's almost miraculous in some way for you, Gemini, and it's really important that you trust your intuition. If you feel called to shake things up or maybe have a different route somewhere on your way to work or whatever it is that you feel called to do differently, this is definitely the month to pay attention to this. Now, things really crescendo with Aries season on the 20th when we have a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. This is actually at the critical 29th degree or last degree in the sign of Aries, right before we switch over into Taurus season. And this is when the energy is really peaking. This is also a period of time when these life-changing opportunities could really be coming full volume for you. And maybe this is even bringing kind of some sort of disruption because things are changing so quickly. And this really is a gear shift when we get onto the 21st in Taurus season because Mercury, your ruling planet, is then going retrograde in the sign of Taurus. And this is already kind of a slow moving energy, and it might even feel like things come to a grinding halt. But again, these are just ways that the universe is guiding and directing you in your life. And it's really, really important that you have faith in the month of April, that the universe is conspiring in your favor. Before we get too far into this month's video, for those of you who are brand new to this channel, my name is Michael, and I utilize tarot and tropical astrology to intuit monthly forecasts for your zodiac sign. For those of you who are ready for a deep dive, you can find links for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions in the description of this video, or you can also find links to all of my other social media accounts and the accompanying blog post. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you don't ever miss out on what's in the cards for you. All right, Gemini, as I am shuffling the cards for you, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the astrology this month because there's just so much going on. We do have Mercury going into Taurus on the 3rd. And I was talking about how Mercury is going to be going retrograde later this month. It's already in this pre-shadow period. It's slowing down. We really start to feel things kind of changing around the 7th. And for you, this is very intuitive. This is very spiritual. You might even be having weird dreams or just having these sort of feelings that are hard to describe. And it's really also focused a lot on your mental health too. There's just a very interesting sort of dynamic, and there's just kind of this weird feeling. It might be hard to really place what exactly is going on. We do also have a full moon in Libra, your fellow air sign, on the 6th. And this is very much universally just kind of a time of cause and effect. Things could be manifesting, things could be happening that have been kind of in the works for a while. For you specifically, there could also be some sort of change of heart, maybe quite literally involving another person, or it could also be the interests that you have, the things that bring you passion. There could be something that is changing or taking form during this time as well. There's kind of this like rebalancing that needs to happen around this time. We do have the 9 of Wands coming out first. This is past energy or past influence that is playing out at the beginning of April for you. Some of you might feel very burnt out, to be honest. Some of you might feel like you've been working very hard towards something, and maybe even in your readings, you're getting this message of like, keep going, you're almost there, just keep going, have faith. And maybe you've been in this place for a while. That's kind of how I think of the 9 of Wands a lot of the time. But it feels like there is this new dawn. You feel this thing that is approaching. You've gone through this dark night, and the candles are nearly melted away completely, but you are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So there is something hopeful here, or there is hope if you are feeling like you're just in this very dark place. Things are about to change. And this is actually followed by the Empress. And like, whatever challenges have been coming up for you, it's really been trying to help you recognize your worth and know your worth. You don't need to exhaust yourself. You don't need to deplete yourself or run yourself ragged. You don't need to struggle. You don't need to fight your flow. And maybe some of you have really been trying to make something happen, and like you're trying to manifest something or visualize something, and it just hasn't been working for you, or it feels like it just hasn't quite materialized. But the Nine of Wands and the Empress, it's all about needing to take care of yourself, and almost like let go and let God is kind of how I feel with this energy. Because when you take care of yourself, when you're nurturing yourself, that's when the energy can really flow for you. And there might even be this new spark with the Ace of Wands. And I was talking about this with the full moon in Libra. There could be a change or a new passion. This could actually be another person, perhaps, maybe a Libra or a Taurus energy with the Empress here. But something is really lighting you up. And like, you're finding your fire again in the month of April. That feels really, really important. And like, we have the Queen of Wands here as well. For some of you, this is you remembering a passion or a hobby that you have, or a dream that you have, and you're going for it. You want to go for it. You want to make something happen. And I think, this Queen of Wands is interesting because this does represent Aries energy. And while we could say that this represents another person who has Aries placements, I feel like this is more the energy of the season we are in. There is this desire for you to almost perform or to be in the public eye in some way or to have some sort of role. Like this Queen of Wands is a total diva, right? It feels like you want to be successful and you want to inspire other people. And when I really look at this card, I always see that 9 Lives Ballroom in the background. So it's like there is this survivor energy, and not just surviving, but thriving and living your life to the fullest. And interesting that we have the 9 of Wands and we go to 9 Lives. Like there could be something, there could be a lot of synchronicities with the number 9. And also ones with the 2 aces. I really feel like you're finding this passion that you want to share, and like maybe this is the networking opportunity. Maybe there's something that you are getting recognized for. It could be on social media. If this isn't you connecting to another person, there's a lot of opportunities for you to really shine your light. And it's almost like you've just been in survival mode for so long with the 9 of Wands. You kind of forgot about your reason for living, the thing that lights you up the most, your passions. And that's really reawakening for you. And it's also quite healing for you with this Ace of Cups in the future. And it's a very emotionally fulfilling chapter you are coming into. Your intuition is also very strong as well, and I think that's going to be even more true as we go into Taurus season. Because here's the thing with Mercury retrograde that not a lot of people talk about. It's notorious for causing these disruptions to our daily lives. It's notorious for miscommunications and misunderstandings, and causing all sorts of havoc. However, it's a very intuitive time. It's a very spiritual time. And when we stop trying to control everything, that's when we can actually find the power in Mercury retrograde. That's when we can really flow with our higher selves, with the universe, with whatever it is that makes you feel like you are a part of something larger than you individually. And it's interesting, I really get that sense of communion looking at this card in your spread. You know, we have this Eucharist above the Ace of Cups. Interesting that this is also the month of Easter. I was raised Catholic. I'm not really Catholic now at all. But there's like this thing with you receiving something from the divine. And it's like you taking something spiritual and making it a part of your body, making it a part of your life, bringing something that is spiritual and really making it part of your physical daily existence. That feels very, very significant to me. I feel like a lot of you are just connecting to your own soul and to this thing that gives you a sense of purpose. And I do feel like a lot of you are creatives or performers, or you have this artistic thing or creative thing that you're really being called to nurture in the month of April. I feel like you're very talented in something. And it's almost like you're remembering those talents. You're remembering those skills. What is going on in relationships for Gemini? What is happening in relationships for Gemini? We do have the Hermit. This does feel like you are really coming back to yourself, cultivating your own inner light. And this isn't even to say that there's not going to be any connections for you this month, because I actually do feel like you will be quite social, but it's like you're checking in with your own energy first before connecting with other people, or you're connecting with someone who is helping you reflect. This could be like a therapist. This could be some sort of mentor or guide. Could literally be a Virgo energy as well, because the Hermit represents Virgo. I feel like it's important that you don't lose yourself. And it's almost like you're in this chapter in your relationships right now where it's like you're on this journey of finding yourself or reclaiming yourself. And so you might just be in a very reflective or introspective headspace. And also the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, you're planting seeds for your future, and like it feels like you're almost connecting to people online, or like celebrities, or people who are very successful. Maybe listening to motivational speakers, really nurturing your heart and your soul, Gemini. And also really focusing on your wellness. That's actually going to come up more in the month of May for you. But I feel like focusing on your health, especially with diet, is going to be really important over the next couple of months. And that's something you're just naturally going to be more motivated to do. I do feel like a lot of you are in this sort of learning or academic headspace as well. And this could also be kind of affecting the people you are connecting to. I mean, we do have the Ace of Cups here, but I don't really feel like the focus this month is necessarily on relationships as much as it is how you show up in relationships, how you understand yourself, and therefore how you interact and connect with other people. It's also really important that you're paying attention to your intuition and dreams this month. I know I said that already, but I feel like it's important to reiterate that with the Hermit and the Ace of Cups in particular. And maybe even like nurturing your dreams, watering the seeds here. Anything else that we have for Gemini? The King of Pentacles. You know, it's funny because I was going to just ask, like, what's going on financially for Gemini? What's happening kind of with work? But I feel like we've already been pulling that when we've been asking about relationships, because it feels like you're very focused on accomplishing something, on achieving something here. You are building an empire. And it feels like there is a major leveling up. There is a major progression that is happening in your life. And it's also affecting your relationships, the way you connect with other people. It feels like you're really building a lot of abundance. And I see that with the Empress on the table too, because this is energy that you are kind of accessing. This is almost like your advice for this month, is to tap into this Empress energy, this creative, abundant energy, this life-giving energy, this nurturing energy. What is it that you are nurturing in your life? That feels really, really important to me. What else do we have for Gemini? What else do we have for Gemini? We have the Eight of Swords. Okay, let's clarify this Eight of Swords. Again, some of you have felt very stuck. Tell me more about this Eight of Swords. Two of Pentacles. This feels like you are really looking at your own belief system. And this, again, makes a lot of sense towards the end of the month when we get into Taurus season. This is actually a very reflective time period for you. Taurus represents your astrological 12th house. It is your subconscious mind, your shadow. It's the unseen, the spiritual world. A lot of you are really connecting with this at the end of April, towards the end of May. And it's almost like you're in this review before we get into your season from the end of May to the end of June, Gemini. And I find that to be a very reflective time of year, especially if you are like a Gemini sun or Gemini rising. But it's like if you have your birthday coming up, it feels like there is a lot of like you taking stock of things, you kind of doing an inventory of what you've accomplished in your life, what you still want to accomplish in your life. And I feel like part of that with the Eight of Swords and the Two of Pentacles, it's like something you're realizing is that you have to stop making excuses and stop making your happiness conditional on something changing. Like, you hold yourself back a lot. This group holds themselves back a lot. Like, why are you waiting to do this thing that lights you up, that makes you excited? Because if you make space for it, if you put your life and fill your life with things that you love, the universe, your higher self, God, whatever it is that you believe in, is going to change your life. It's going to flow different. The energy is going to be more vibrant. So it's important that you prioritize your dreams. This purpose, maybe even destiny. Anything else for Gemini? Anything else for Gemini? I knew this card was coming up. The World. Yeah, this is a time of change. There are totally new cycles. I mean, that's honestly just like eclipse energy. We have an eclipse in April. We have a second eclipse in May, because these things come in pairs. The new moon solar eclipse that we have this month is going to bring a lot of new beginnings. There's also going to be the closing of certain chapters in May, because very often when there are new beginnings, there's also endings that are occurring around the same time. And for you specifically, Gemini, it's like the way that you think about work and routine and your day-to-day structure is going to change a lot. And I think that's part of this Eight of Swords and Two of Pentacles. And I was just saying, like, you're waiting to change your life for when it's convenient. But it's like when you prioritize your passion, when you prioritize your purpose, there's a very powerful transformational energy. You find energy to live more fully. You find the energy to get things done when you have something to look forward to. It's less of a survival struggle. That feels like a really important message. I'm getting a lot of ringing, so please comment down below if this is resonating, because I feel like there are some of you who really, really need to hear these messages. And really just ask yourself, really introspect and reflect. And I don't mean any shade with this either. I think we all kind of have these stages in our life where there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of movement, the energy is sort of waxing, and then we go through these periods in our life where we're slowing down, there's this waning, things are kind of falling away. It feels like you've been in a cycle where things have been sort of waning, or you've been releasing or shedding, and now you're coming into a new chapter that is very much about building. And it's not about waiting anymore, it's about taking action. And I think that's going to be more and more true as we progress into this year. Interesting. So we have the lizard, and we also have the gazelle. So whenever I see the lizard, I usually think of using your energy wisely. Right? Because lizards are cold-blooded animals. They get their energy by basking in the sun, or part of their energy by basking in the sun. And they are literally designed like batteries, biologically speaking, because so much of their body is designed to absorb and utilize energy in kind of a conservative way, or utilizing your energy most effectively. And I feel like a lot of you have been putting your energy into things that are just kind of about survival. And you're going from survival mode to really living. And I mean, sometimes things get really hard. I know we've been in a very, very hard cycle, especially the past few years. It's been very challenging for many, many people. But it's like you're remembering that your quality of life is as important as your survival. And what are you going to do with the life that you have, the energy that you have? Where are you seeking out these sources of radiance, of light? That's also something that's really important. And we have the gazelle here as well, which is beautiful, graceful. Again, I feel like a lot of you are meant to be in the public eye in some way. I feel like you have a lot of admirers, or you just have this thing, this charm, this charisma, or this grace, this talent. There's something here that captivates people. But when I see the gazelle, it's also a prey animal. It's looking out for threats. It's hypervigilant. You could get so much in your own head that you hold yourself back. And, you know, I'm a Virgo. I'm also ruled by Mercury, but so are you. And Mercury can really cause us to overthink things. And with Mercury going retrograde in Taurus, again, there's just so many connections and revelations you're having this month where it's like, oh my God, I have all of these beliefs and all of these fears and doubts and insecurities, and I've basically paralyzed myself. And it's not to say that, you know, there aren't any predators out there with the gazelle either. It's not to say that it's entirely fictionalized or in your own head. It's just important that you don't let this fear control your life, that you come back to ground and really center your energy. And you know, it's funny, when the gazelle comes up, it is often a card about self-regulation, nourishing yourself with healthy food. That's also going to be important, especially in May. There's kind of this focus on your health and wellness, and like this body-mind connection for you is really active right now. And like kind of healing yourself, healing your emotions by healing your body, and vice versa, healing your body by healing your emotions. this is really, really important work for you in April, and I would also suspect in May. Is there anything else? Anything else for Gemini? Nope, definitely not that deck. I actually want to pull a color healing card for you. And I'm going to just read this straight from the booklet. It kind of offers a guided visualization or meditation or practice to work with this color, but I will leave it up to your own discernment and creativity to figure out if and how you want to utilize this color this month. What do we have? Interesting. So number 33, interesting repeating numbers. We have Aqua. Experience calm and peace. And this feels like that body-mind connection I was just talking about. So what do we have for Gemini with Aqua? Aqua creates a state of serenity, tranquility, and peace by soothing your mind and calming your nerves. It's a great color to work with in meditation when you would like to experience inner stillness. It is also a color of patience, faith, acceptance, and coolness. Aqua dissolves your fears to increase your confidence and belief in yourself. Very, very important for what we've been talking about. Calm your nervous system and soothe your mind by immersing yourself with aqua rays of light. Peace. Spend some time relaxing and focusing on your inner stillness. Imagine beautiful rays of aqua light moving through your nervous system, calming, purifying, and creating a sense of peace. Say, Divine Spirit, infuse me with healing aqua light. Calm my nerves and allow me to experience a sense of peace and tranquility. And I love this energy for you, and it makes so much sense with Mercury going retrograde. Mercury literally does represent the nervous system, and Gemini literally rules over the nervous system. So it's really important that you are taking care of your mental health, that you have these routines or rituals or practices that you are incorporating in your day, kind of like this Ace of Cups, connecting with the divine in small ways each and every day. That just feels really, really important to me. And I love this card for you for this month because you are naturally flowing towards your prosperity. And you just have to listen to your spirit. You have to listen to your heart. And those are all the messages I am getting for you this month, Gemini. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of the readings for the future months. All of my links are in the description box down below if you're looking for a personal reading or distance Reiki session. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care and have a blessed April.